What up, nerds, and welcome back to the Edge of the Sky. So, I will be putting the spoiler warning in front of these videos. If you want to complete the story on your own, obviously there's going to be spoilers, as we are going to continue on through the entire story. But if you want to play along with me, or if you already played it and just want to watch me get through it, then that's cool. That's all good. So, now let's start on with Phase 2. I catch up to Zero in a train station. My footsteps echo through the large, almost empty area. I can see Zero standing in the middle, waiting for me. I almost feel compelled to jog up to him, but seeing him just standing there makes me feel a little rebellious. I slow down my pace the tiniest bit. He made me run after him through the city, so he can wait a bit. Once I finally get close enough to Zero turns away from observing me to face the man behind the counter. He shows the man something that looks like a clearance card. "She's with me, new operative." The man glances at the clearance card as his eyes briefly lit up with a colorful pattern. It's gone as quickly as it appeared, too quick for me to catch anything other than a flash of orange in his eyes. The man spares me a quick glance before he nods and waves us through. As I follow Zero, who isn't running off at a high speeds this time, I take the time to observe our surroundings. The place looks old, yet well kept. Whoever is keeping the interior design like this must really like the vintage look. Though, I still don't get why we're in an old-fashioned train station. I had hoped we'd be flying in a car since I've never been on a flying one before. But, oh well, maybe some other time? Zero starts moving towards one of the trains that just arrived, and I follow him in. Zero sits down on one side, and I sit on the other across from him. He merely stares at me, slowly making me feel more and more awkward. I can't take it anymore, so I turn to look around the vintage-style train. It's so empty. Are we really the only ones on the train? When I turn back, Zero is still just staring at me with no discernible expression. I decide that this might be a good time to ask a question. Does this hedgerow... Why are you staring? Sure. Does this head straight to Phase? Yeah. I stare at Zero and he looks away. Just yeah? Guess he isn't very talkative. So just straight in there. Is this station inside Phase? Yeah. He nods. I give up. I guess I'll see for myself. Other than a few curious stolen glances here and there, we spend the rest of the train ride completely silent. In around 15 minutes' time, we arrive at the next station. Ooh. And we head into Phase HQ itself. The moment I get a look inside, I stop in my tracks. The beautiful atrium has a light feeling to it, with so much open space and windows letting in the natural light. It's filled with people, operatives, and researchers all in white, walking about. Some are in groups, some on their own. Although it's busy, the area itself is too big to feel crowded. I space out, taking in all the details of this wonderfully spacious place. I step back and look up at the ceiling and at the sky above. Wow. Good evening. I look back down to see a woman standing there. Ooh. Nice outfit. I am Dr. Kiera Park. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. Although you are quite late. Oh, yes, I'm terribly sorry for that. Dr. Park gives me a brief nod of acknowledgement as if she's already forgotten it. Then she turns to Zero. Thank you for going to retrieve Operative 7, Zero. Operative 7? What a weird... Oh, wait. That's me. They're referring to me. Zero smiles back at the doctor. You're free to go now, Zero. Zero places his right hand over his heart and bows his head slightly before running off further into the building. I watch him go, but he zooms off so fast that he's gone out of my sight before I know it. Please come with me. I'll take you to your room. She motioned for me to follow. As we walk through the large space side by side, Dr. Park holds a tablet up. She begins to go through my stats one by one. These are most impressive. especially considering you have joined us without going through any of our training and advancement initiatives. I look around the atrium and at all the people around us. Is it okay to talk about all that here? Everyone here are operatives within this secret branch of P.H.A.N.T.A.S.M. Therefore, an operative's basic stats are public information. I frown. It feels a bit odd to be reduced down to stats like a game, or maybe just a literal statistic. It seems I forgot to introduce myself properly. I am the lead researcher here at P.H.A.N.T.A.S.M. I have many responsibilities, so at times you may not see me often. One of the things I am in charge of is ensuring that all our operatives are always healthy and at their best. I apologize for forgetting. I am always delighted when someone so talented joins us, especially at Phantom Alpha's level. Thank you. That's very high praise, especially for someone in your position. But I feel a lump in my throat. Am I really good enough? I don't know if I'm really what you think I am. I'm not sure that this whole thing isn't a mistake. She stops in front of me, making me stop with her. She practically shoves her tablet in my face. With her stylus, she points to my skill level ranking. It says I have a rating of S class. This software analyzes the potential ability of a candidate based on provided data, and it's rarely ever wrong. She then relaxes and smiles at me. I made the software myself, after all, but it could be updated when new data later on. I'm sure that any new data will only prove the software's ranking to be correct, or who knows, maybe even better. The doctor's eyes seem to glitter at the thought before we begin walking again. Where is it that P.H.A.N.T.A.S.M got the data from anyway? The data was collected by your operatives who came in contact with you. Ah, so that time, of course. But still, I wasn't with them very long. P.H.A.N.T.A.S.M is a part of the government in Olympia, and naturally we have an extensive data network for the defense of the city. The drifters were close to the city, after all. You know I'm a drifter? Wait, no, I guess it makes sense that you would, considering everything else. What do you mean? I'm used to people from cities treating me like crap if they figure that out. I see. There are many operatives from all over, Europe, Asia, Africa, every inhabited continent. I myself am from America, and besides that, I judge on merit. I don't care where someone is from. I find myself smiling at the good doctor's words. Although she seems a bit stiff, knowing this makes me feel better about her. That's how things should be, so it's nice to hear someone in here share that opinion. We enter a hallway and Dr. Park stops in front of one of the doors. This is where you will be staying in from now on. If you have any questions, you should use the P.H.A.N.T.A.S.M wall interface in the room. It's equipped with high security clearance information about P.H.A.N.T.A.S.M. If you can't find something there, I encourage you to contact your new teammates. I find that higher emission success rates have a direct correlation with high synchronized rates. Now please excuse me, 7. It was nice to meet you, but I have much work to do. I'll be contacting you tomorrow. On behalf of everyone here, welcome to Phantasm. With that, Dr. Park finally leaves. I giddily stare at the door of my new room. It's finally time to see where I'll be sleeping from now on. I take a deep breath and steady myself and go in. The bedroom, my bedroom, looks so different from any place that I've ever stayed at before. Well, yeah. I mean, we're running around in ruins and stuff, of course. Although, considering most places I've stayed at were dirty, abandoned, or a little hole-in-the-ground sea, this is definitely beyond compare. That's when exhaustion hits me out of nowhere like a ton of bricks. I drag myself towards the bed and flop down on top of it, too tired to do much else. I can't believe I'm finally here. The trip was long and exhausting. And damn Zero for making me run after him. So tired. Still, I wonder, is this really the right choice? I feel anxious, but excited too. I'm not sure which one's winning just yet, so I'll wait and see on that one. I wonder what my teammates will be like. My thoughts feel heavier and heavier, and I can no longer fight to keep my eyes open. In my last moments of consciousness, I wonder what will life be like at P.H.A.N.T.A.S.M. It's time to explore P.H.A.N.T.A.S.M. The next few scenes take place over the course of 7's first week at P.H.A.N.T.A.S.M. What area would you like to visit? Nowhere. I want to stay in my room forever. Lounge in the evening, the lounge at night. Should we go to the cafeteria? It looks like I still have time before dinner. Oh, is this me? But I'm exhausted from all of Dr. Park's testing earlier today. I think I'll take a nap first. I change into my sleeping clothes and throw myself onto the bed, laying on my stomach. All it takes is my head hitting the soft pillow before I'm out. I groggily open my eyes, not knowing what day or month it is, much less where I am. I slowly push myself up and rub my eyes, trying to remember. Right, this is phase, and I took a nap. A nap? I turn and look out the window and see the nighttime sky greet me back. I grab my phone and look at the time. 9:37 p.m. Ah! Crap! I overshot dinner by just a little for sure, if a little was 3 hours. Not to mention I ruined my sleep schedule after only a few days here. Good job me. Well, wide awake now. I look out at the full moon shining in the sky as I try to decide what to do. I shrug. Guess I'll go eat anyway. Getting dressed, I grab my Arrow glasses and leave my room. Turning on the overlay on my Arrow, I select my destination half down the hallway. In the cafeteria now, I order my dinner from a touchscreen, then sit at a table to wait for it. There's a few others here, and I hazard a guess that people eat here 24/7 anyway. I scan the other people here curiously, but most wear the white uniforms of phase researchers. Here and there, some very distinct people stand out with strong aura, and I bet that they might be other operatives. Other operatives? That feels so weird to think. The operatives look so intense and capable that I wonder for the millionth time if I have a right to be here. That's when I notice someone who looks distinct, but has a different feeling from the others. Someone in white. Aha, my friend, Zero. Something about him feels naturally more innocent than the others. Thinking back, he felt different from all the Phantom Alpha team that I met so far. I find myself curious about why that is and tilt my head. Maybe I should go over and talk to him. Would that be weird? I'm contemplating this when he gets up. He takes his tray to the trash can, empties it, and leaves the cafeteria. Damn. Should have moved faster. Order 106. I sigh and stand up to get my food. Maybe next time? Or, Dr. Park said I should get to know all my teammates. Maybe I can find him after dinner. With that thought, I walk over to retrieve my food and finally eat. After dinner, I'm back to wandering the corridors again. This time, my destination is set on Zero's location, which is only marked as a relaxation area. I'm not sure why I'm able to see it, but I noticed it blinking nearby when I brought up my map. It looks like he's outside. Wonder why he'd be outside at night. Maybe he can't sleep? As I ponder these things, I move through the seemingly endless corridors. Although I had been trying to ignore it for some time, my heart yearns to see something other than these white walls. No. You're a phase operative now. Gotta think like a city dweller. You're the one who chose to stop drifting, after all. My heart doesn't seem to care, though, and it continues to argue with my mind until I reach my destination. I'm surprised when I open the glass doors to what appears to be a rooftop area with gardens. Or several, in fact. The light from inside shines through the glass, giving off a gentle glow in the darkness of night. I easily spot Zero's white jacket against the dark backdrop in the distance. So pretty. Well, he's pretty, and so is the outside. He's sitting on one of the benches with his hands in his pockets, his posture relaxed. I feel uneasy when I suddenly wonder if it's okay to just talk to him like this. I mean, maybe he wanted to be alone. Remembering Dr. Park's words, though, gives me strength. Taking my glasses off, I shake my head and begin striding towards him. He glances at me immediately, his large dark eyes shining in the faint light. Hi. Mind if I sit here? Zero shakes his head and scoots over on the bench, and I sit down. I wait for him to start speaking, to question why I'm here, but he doesn't. The seconds stretch into minutes before I realize that my plan to chat with him has turned into an awkward silence. Frantic at my social failure, I try to think of something good to say that isn't, tell me your whole life story. So, it's a real nice night for an evening. Oh God. Did I really just say that? I feel heat rush to my face and my terrible social skills. Zero just looks at me and actually gives me a small laugh. Yeah. And seeing his bright smile, I relax. Good, so he has a sense of humor at least. If this had been 4, it might have gone really bad. Dr. Park told me I should try to get to know you guys. The team, I mean. I saw you in the cafeteria earlier, so I thought I'd come say hi. Zero nods along, then scratches his head. Are you getting used to things? Do you have any questions? When did you come here? One question pops up in my mind. When did you come here, Zero? I was a little kid. 7 years old. Wow, that must have been hard. Yeah. Although I've only been a part of Phantom Alpha for 3 weeks. Oh, so you're new like me. Zero nods and I smile, feeling a little bit better. I guess we can be the rookies on the team then. I know you've been at Phase longer, but let's help each other out. I hold out a hand to Zero and he looks surprised before taking it. We shake hands briefly and Zero smiles. I was feeling kind of lonely, so I'm glad you came. Oh, you mean to talk? Zero slowly shakes his head. Yes and no. I was sitting out here to collect my thoughts, but I meant to the team. I'm the youngest and newest member, and everyone is so experienced, so it's been hard sometimes. Ah, I feel you there. I've been wondering the whole time if they got the right person for the job. I saw your skills. You're good, don't worry. I smile and lean back, looking at the sky. I can't help but feel relief from the validation, from hearing it from someone who actually saw me in action. Thanks. After that, we fall silent for the rest of our time together. I think that both of us feel better, just having someone who understands. Oh, so... Okay, over the week, where am I gonna go? Should we go to the lounge in the evening? Let's start in the evening, then we'll go at night. Another day. Another load of paperwork and educational classes about Phase to get through. Fun. At least I'm finished now. I think. I trudge through the endless corridors for what seems like a millionth time this week. It's Friday, but time in Phase doesn't even seem to exist. Still, though, I'm determined to relax and take some time off. They said I'll start mission training on Monday, so maybe I can go out and explore Olympia this weekend. The thought alone perks me up, and I stand up a little straighter and pull my slumped shoulders back. Yeah, I should cheer up. I can start relaxing by getting a drink from the lounge. With that in mind, I set my destination and head off. Ooh, it's a nice lounge. The piano looks kind of cool, like the little stand it's on. When I enter the lounge, I'm greeted by a beautiful view of the evening sky outside. It immediately improves my mood. Coming here was definitely the right decision after a tough week. I start to head toward the bar, but then I notice a familiar face sitting at a table. Aha, but he's not the only one there. A man in all white sits across from him, and I recognize his uniform as one of the rarely seen administrative staff here. Nine's eyes meet mine briefly, and I immediately turn away toward the bar. I walk over to it and seat myself. Don't want to be caught staring like a weirdo. I have to fight the urge to look back as the bartender comes to take my order. I guess they're having a meeting, or maybe they're just drinking. I can't tell. I order my drink and fall silent, wondering exactly what Nine's role is within the organization. Well, I read in his profile that he's the leader, so I guess he deals with the higher-ups here too. I wouldn't be in the Phantom Alpha if it wasn't for Nine vouching for me, but I haven't seen him since that day. I decided that I have to thank him for what he did for me, for the chance he's given me, despite my being a drifter. Maybe I'll go to talk to him before I leave. Hey, how are you? I almost jump out of my skin at the gentle voice next to me. I turn to see Nine sliding onto a bar stool next to me. I manage to stammer out a response. I'm fine. Good, really? Geez, you scared me. Sorry. I'm not very good at stealth, but sometimes I still manage to surprise people. Well, that's alright. I was just thinking of going to talk to you. Really? I nod. Of course. We saw each other when I came in, and you're my leader now. I should greet you, right? I mean, that's okay. Nine chuckles. Yeah, that's okay. I just thought you might be intimidated or something. Why would I be intimidated? You've been nothing but kind to me. That's a relief to hear. Are people afraid of you usually? Nine tilts his head, seemingly to think about the answer. Maybe it's not that they're afraid, but rather that they misunderstand me. I see. Isn't that the reason behind most human conflicts, though? Misunderstanding? Yes. I think about some of the arguments and fights that I've seen in my lifetime. When you cut away all the fluff, yeah, I guess you're right. That's what's left. Misunderstanding. I guess being a leader might be tough, especially if he's always in contact with both phase officials and his teammates. They may not always understand why he does what he does. I look at Nine and smile. Then, let's always make the effort to try and understand each other. Nine looks momentarily surprised before smiling back. I'd like that. The bartender hands me my drink then. Nine orders one for himself and then turns back to me. So how are you doing in phase? Are you getting used to life here? I shrug. I think so. It's not easy, but... Nine nods to himself. It's the corridors, right? The corridors? I mean, it's gotta be the classes, too, and everything else. But since you were a drifter, you probably miss all the freedom. Think about the cold, white, endless corridors all through phase. Yeah, I guess it is. I mean, you're right. It's everything that makes it hard. It's also different from what I'm used to. But I think when I'm traveling through the building is what feels the strangest. All of them look the same, so it almost doesn't feel like you're going anywhere. And there's no windows, so it doesn't even feel like time is passing. Did you see the cherry blossom trees when you came into the city? Huh? I'm confused at the sudden topic change, wondering if I misheard something, but I decided to roll with it. Cherry blossoms? Yeah, I saw them. They were beautiful. Yeah, that's how you know you're really here. Like, really here in Olympia. Yeah, that's what I thought too. I'd never seen them before, but I'd always heard about them. Yeah, they're beautiful. But did you know that they bloom year-round? I narrow my eyes. What do you mean? That's impossible. They're cherry blossoms. I know, but these are special. They were genetically engineered to be able to bloom at any time, especially since they're in the protected area of Olympia. Oh, that's pretty cool then. Nine nods. I thought so too. But as I've stayed here, I've started to think differently. What do you mean? Nine looked so serious when I asked this that I nearly leaned back at the intensity in his eyes. Aren't cherry blossoms so loved because of their transient nature? We only have them once a year normally, so it's special. Well, yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Right. So when you take that away, you take away a lot of their beauty. Of the way they bloom so brightly before fading away. And you also take away the natural passage of time. You're taking away something humans have experienced for thousands of years. The change of seasons, right? I suddenly remember back to what we were discussing before the cherry blossoms tangent. So are you talking about the phase corridors? Exactly. Not feeling the passage of time isn't normal. It throws you off, makes everything feel artificial. I get a deep sense of homesickness from that alone. It's natural to yearn for nature and things like the change of seasons when that's what you're used to. Yeah, you're right. It's impressive what man managed to do, but that doesn't necessarily mean it feels right. Exactly. At that moment, the bartender puts Nine's drink in front of him. He pauses to take a sip. Sorry, I didn't mean to ramble like that. No, it's quite all right. It made me think. Thank you. For sharing your thoughts, I mean. Nine nods and smiles again before taking another sip of his drink. Changing the topic, we talk a little more about my phase education and about the team before Nine has to leave. But when he does, I'm left with a feeling I haven't had since I stepped into phase. A strange sense of peace. Okay, so we just have the lounge at night. After some short introductions with the staff today, and a really nice dinner in the cafeteria, I was pointed towards the lounge by someone. Whatever I was expecting when I heard the word lounge, it was certainly not this. Everything in P.H.A.N.T.A.S M is so luxurious. It's going to take some time to get used to it. I can't remember a single moment in my life before when I was anywhere this nice. Oh, I should have done this before the other one. Oh well. I walked towards the bar and carefully take in my surroundings. From the flooring to the interior, decoration, and even the view through the windows. Everything about this place feels supremely high class. No wandering the wastelands definitely didn't offer any opportunities of this kind of luxury. I stopped next to the bar and looked down at the menu screen. As I start to scroll through it, one thing becomes very clear. All of the drinks sound so unfamiliar, and there's no prices either. Does that mean it's free, or is it just that no one around here cares about the price of something? I sigh and plop myself down on a bar stool. After poking around on the menu, I order a drink, something I'm vaguely sure of. With nothing else to do but wait, I swivel around the stool and observe the people in the lounge. It's far from empty here, but there's one particular corner that seems to be left alone completely. That looks like such a good spot, though. Here's your order, Operative. A voice suddenly speaks so suddenly, in fact, that I nearly jump off the bar stool. I spin around and face the bartender with a sheepish smile. Please pretend like you didn't see that. The bartender only smiles back at me as she places my order in front of me. She gives me a little nod and walks away, leaving me all by myself. I look down at my drink. So I guess it's free. Either that, or they're going to take it out of my wages. I could try to call the bartender back and ask, but I feel like that's something I can find out later. Although it's not immediately apparent, I can feel people throwing me curious glances as they talk. I can't hear what they're saying, but I can guess. I imagine it's not every day that somebody new joins P.H.A.N.T.A.S as an operative instead of a trainee. Even if the curiosity is understandable, that doesn't mean that I have any desire to be stared at like that. At least they're not all pointing and laughing at me, yelling, "Get out, you dirty drifter!" All I want is a quiet moment with my drink in some dark corner with all the eyes on me. I grab my drink and head for the quiet corner that everyone else seems to avoid. The gossipers all quiet down and stare at me before quickly turning away for good. Oh, now they stop? Whatever. Set my drink on the table and sit down, only to sit on something not quite right. Something warm and hard. Oh no. I jump up to my feet in an instant. I whirl around to look whatever it is I sat down on. 4? The name slips out of my lips before I can think to stop myself. I feel many eyes on me again. There's a sudden tension in the air, something that clearly isn't missed by the observers. The sleepy 4 slowly cracks his eyes open and blinks several times before finally directing his gaze at me. Aish! What are you yelling my name for? I gulp. The way he handled himself with those people on our first meeting is not something I could forget. He didn't feel me sit on him? I'm sorry. I was just surprised to see you here. I lose my train of thought as I stare down at him just laying there. Why are you sleeping out here? 4 takes a slow, deep breath and pushes himself up into a sitting position. He tussles his hair a bit and looks up at me with sleepy eyes. I was tired. This was closer. I guess that explains why everyone was avoiding this corner. He stares at me without uttering a word. Should I just grab my drink and go somewhere else? He blinks slowly as if chasing away the post-nap haze. You. I inhale sharply. Oh no, he's going to say something about me sitting on him. I should apologize. I'm 7 now, right? Oh, so you already know. You moved your way up fast. Well, we'll see how you do. Don't think I didn't realize you sat on me earlier, though. Of course. I'm sorry. I just didn't see you there. Examine your surroundings properly next time. If you're that inattentive, you might miss something crucial in a mission and get yourself or someone else killed. I don't know what to say to that. His words remind me of what he said to Zero back then in the abandoned church. 4 slowly stands up and starts to walk off, only to stop right next to me. He looks down at me with a strange look in his eyes, something I can't quite place. Welcome to Phantom Alpha 7. He nods to himself and walks away without another word, leaving me to stare at his retreating back. I'm not entirely sure what to make of him, but was he trying to look out for me? I plop myself down in 4's abandoned spot and grab my drink. Whatever I thought before, it seems that me accepting P.H.A.N.T.A.S offer will definitely prove to be interesting. I'm nervous about meeting the rest of the team, but for now I sit back and relax, enjoying my drink with the name that I can't recall. It's time to explore phase. Okay. I'm gonna stay in my room forever. I drag myself down the empty hallway. Bed, 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 bed. The one word plays on loop in my head as I trudge along towards my room. The whole day was spent filling out forms, talking to higher-ups, doing tests, filling out more forms, getting briefed on everything related to the Phantom Alpha team. Then being shown around the phase facilities, at least where my clearance level would allow. Of course, that means I had to go and fill out the necessary forms to get said clearance in the first place. If I have to do so much as look at another form again. I come to a halt and rest my head against my bedroom door for a moment. It feels so cool and soothing against my head's heated skin. My eyes feel so heavy. I feel myself slipping away into a dream. I gasp and push myself away from the door. Ugh, I must be more tired than I realized if I'm falling asleep right on the door. I run my hand over the lock and it beeps gently a few times. The door opens with a soft click and I push it open and make my way inside. The moment I step into my room, I'm met with something that makes all the tiredness dissipate. I stand frozen in confusion as I stare down at a man casually lounging on my bed. This is my room, right? I know I'm not quite used to the layout of the place yet, but... The silver-haired man looks up and our eyes meet. I see a brief flash of surprise in his dark eyes before he tucks it all away. No, looking at it, this is definitely not my room. Who are you? I shouldn't be saying my real name anymore, right? I'm 7. All I'm supposed to do now is 7, member of the Phantom Alpha team. Who are you and what are you doing in my room? How did you even get in? I was told that the lock would only respond to my touch. The silver-haired man grins and gracefully pushes himself into a sitting position. There isn't any place I can't get into. I'm way too tired for this. I glare at the strange intruder. That doesn't answer any of my questions. He laughs in response. I answered one of them, didn't I? The cheeky grin on his face seems to only widen with that. But before I can say anything else, he quickly jumps to his feet and comes to stand in front of me. He looks down at me, the smile plastered onto his face. I'm 6. 6, so he's another teammate of mine then. I remembered reading that my teammates are 9, 0, 4, 6, 5, 8, and 3. Welcome to the team, 7. He gives me a much gentler smile this time. Oh, thank you, Wait. That still doesn't explain what you're doing in my room. 6 laughs and points his index finger at me as if they were guns. You got me there. Did he just... He did. I just got back from a mission and needed somewhere quiet to rest for a bit. I see. Do you often break into other people's rooms to rest? Getting into places is just part of my job. You're not going to answer me, are you? Nope. You still haven't told me how you got in. 6 taps his nose with a grin. That's a professional secret, dear 7. Dear Watson. I feel a deep urge to sigh. Do you not have a room of your own? I do, of course. Then what? It's easiest to rest when you can't be found. Oh, right, I guess that makes sense. Does it really, or am I just so tired that it does? I can't tell at all. Well, that's all good, but can you find another place to rest from now on? Somewhere that isn't my room? 6 nods and makes his way to the door. He opens the door but stops mid-step and looks back at me with a gentle smile. Really is nice to meet you, 7. I look forward to seeing what you can do. He turns around to leave, but then stops and turns around once more. Oh, and sorry about that. Up until last week, this room didn't belong to anyone. And with that, 6 finally leaves my room. The door automatically locks behind him with a soft click and a beep. I fall face first into my bed. The bed sheets. Why do they smell different? It's a nice scent, but... The image of a smiling 6 flashes in my mind. Oh, they smell like him. Perhaps I should have a bigger reaction to someone being in my room like that. But it is a teammate, and honestly, I'm just too tired to react. So far, I've met 4 out of 7 of my team members, and none of the said meetings have been anything one might call normal. I wonder when I'll get to meet everyone else. Will any of it be normal? Probably not. I roll over on my back and stare up at the ceiling. Then again, what exactly is normal? especially in this sort of life. I sigh. Nothing will ever be any sort of normal ever again. My eyes drift over to the view beyond the windows. But maybe I can see him again. Maybe I can find him in the city somewhere. Despite how it all ended between us, I miss you. Close my tired eyes and allow myself to finally drift off into a deep sleep. Sunlight hits my eyes and I wake up with a start. Shit, I have to! I rub my eyes and take in my surroundings. Oh, that's right, I'm in Olympia. I'm in P.H.A.N.T.A.S.M. I don't have to hide from the sun in fear of frying. I breathe a sigh of relief and fall back down into the bed. I grope around the bedside table for a bit and grab the P.H.A.N.T.A.S.M phone. As the screen comes alive, I see an email notification from the lead researcher. Operative 7, you and another operative are required to submit yourselves for team capability testing. The TCT is designed to ensure that you are effectively incorporated into the Phantom Alpha team. Who you choose is not important, as you will have to test with all the members eventually. I will send you the map layout of Phase to your arrow. You will meet in the training area. The meeting starts at 10 a.m. Regards, Dr. Kiera Park. I glance at the time, 9:27. Turns to 9:28. I don't know Phase well enough yet to not get lost. The map will definitely help, but I still need to familiarize myself with the place. I should get going if I don't want to be late. The doctor said to pick someone from the team to join me in this test. Calling someone up is... How should I even call them? I don't have any of their personal numbers yet. I haven't even met them all, so it might be weird to request someone I've yet to meet to do this with me suddenly. I decided to call up someone I did meet then. I scoot up to the wall display and hit directory on the screen. We're going to go with 0, because we like 0. The name 0 immediately draws my eye. I tap on his face, and the display goes into call mode. The phone rings endlessly for the next 60 seconds. Do they have voicemails here? They must. I've just about given up when I hear a voice. Hello? Morning, 0. Morning. I'm calling to see if you'd be willing to come down to do a team compatibility test. It's at 10 this morning. 10? Okay. Okay, that's it. Thanks. See you then. Bye. I ended the call and sigh. Well, that was straightforward, but step 1 complete. Partner acquired, Operative 7 on the move. I snort at my own thoughts. Okay, yeah, I'm never saying that out loud. I head out the hallway and turn on my overlay map, loading the data that I received from Dr. Park. I wonder what will this test be like. Seeing Phantom Alpha in action firsthand, I thought they were so cool back then. But now it makes me more nervous than anything. My skills aren't bad in comparison, but I slow down in my pace and look around. Where am I? My eyes dart around the map, trying to make sense of where I might be. Great, I'm lost. I'm pretty sure I made a wrong turn somewhere, but where? No matter where I look on the map, I can't see my own indicator. Is the map glitching? Is it missing some areas, maybe? I think I've heard of some maps having hidden areas, but this is just ridiculous. I sigh. I do not have the time to be lost right now. Guess I need to try and backtrack to start over. I'm going to be so late. Again. Dr. Park is going to think I'm the most irresponsible operative ever. I turn around to try and come back the way I came from, but find myself face to face with the towering 0. Ah! 0, what the hell? Did I scare you? Obviously, why are you here? Because you were obviously lost. Alright, fair enough. But how did you know? And how did you know where to find me? Because I was looking at where you were on the map. How? The map app seems so janky. Anyone in Phase can track their own team. You never know when you're going to get separated. Seems like it's really useful. I have so many questions. Where's the tracker? What's the range on it? If Phase was hacked, could it be used by someone else to track agents down? Restraining myself from asking everything for now. I know we're pressed for time, so I just nod. Sounds like it's really useful. Yeah, it helped me find you, didn't it? I nod, unable to argue with this logic. We gotta go, though. We're going to be late. He starts to walk away towards what I assume is the direction of the lab. Not wanting to be left behind again, I dash after him. We quietly walk side by side for a while, up a few floors and through a maze of corridors. After a bit, the silence of the halls combined with the silence of the man I'm walking with starts to get to me. I glance at 0. So, how you been? Huh? Oh, fine. Seeing as he isn't planning to continue, I keep talking. I've been working hard at getting used to it here. I still miss nature. Me too. Zero's eyes dart from me towards somewhere down the hall. I turn to see what he's staring at. Hi, Dr. Park. Good morning, Zero. Zero and I meet her in the middle of the hallway. It's good to see you. Were you going to get our missing new operative? Yes, she got lost. I'm so sorry. We're hardly late anyway. Thank you for your help, Zero. Good job. Zero makes a slight bowing motion. The Dr. Park turns away. Follow me. That's when flash of black dashes from around the corner. I stop dead in my tracks. A strange man stops in front of us. Is that another He pulls out what looks like a stun gun and aims it right at Dr. Park. Wait, what the hell? I move forward and grab Dr. Park by the arm, pulling her back as I move to stand in front of her. But even as I do, Zero gets between us and the attacker. What the hell is going on here? An alarm blares through the hallway, and a voice between the loud screeches announces all too calmly. The Blue Wings have infiltrated. Garros is in the building. Kairos? They talked about them in my training videos. How did they get inside? The intruder aims his stun gun over my shoulder at Dr. Park. How did you get in here? The intruder smirks. My only orders were to take Operative 7 alive. You, on the other hand, I didn't get any specific orders for. But I know High Priestess would be happy to analyze the only member of a new class. You'd have to be able to capture me first. In that moment, the world seems to slow down. The Blue Wing charges up his weapon. And in a split second, Zero begins to move as the man pulls the trigger. Ooh, left on a cliffhanger. Well, we're gonna leave it at that for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I cannot wait for the next part, and I will see you all again later. Bye!